Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly Steelchair. How are you all doing? I can see Fernando's here, Maria's here. Hello, hello. Hope you're all doing well. We certainly have quite a show. And we're not here to talk about some backyard Saudi expensive borefest, because none of us are watching it. Well, I certainly am, and I sure as hell won't be watching it because it's beneath my standards. So I'm here to talk about pro wrestling, not backwash piss take overseas. I don't care. We're not here to talk about that. But how is everybody? Yo, what's up, Zodiac? Damn right, Maria. Let's get this triple tap started. I hope you're all doing well. But keep it coming. We got a bit of fun. Free companies. Free shows. An undisputed review. If you've noticed, it's slightly chopped, but what I've titled the show does come from a pay-per-view. Does anyone know what pay-per-view I'm talking about? Well done, Zodiac. 3 matches, 2 titles, 1 undisputed champion. Very good. It had a great attached song as well. But don't take my word for it. Take its word. Also, if you're interested, tomorrow the Final Four. That's coming. What I was going to say, there's tomorrow on the Ring of Honor Wrestling channel, their own YouTube channel, is the FTR versus Briscoes trilogy. That is on the Ring of Honor YouTube channel tomorrow. I did share it on the community tab for anybody who might be interested. Vengeance 2001 was also a great event, but it was also a letdown, which is unfortunate. Great song, Sinner by Drowning Pool. Those were the days. Fun times. I liked RVD versus Taker. That was a very good hardcore match. It's probably Taker's best hardcore match. Although, to be fair, I will say this. The one with the big slow did surprise me. Matt versus Jeff was fun, but they should never have had them split. Like, that just was stupid. I don't like the fact. I know he was all about business, but I hate the fact that they twice had him lose to Maven in 2 separate matches. Like, eliminating the Royal Rumble, fair enough, but to have him lose the Hardcore title to Maven was absolutely pathetic. Should have went to someone else. That's why the Hardcore division died in 2002, because they just put it on stupid morons. It would have been more fun if it had been Spike Dudley, not some tough enough bald moron who honestly was a letdown in the business. It was quite the heel turn. Like, all things aside, it was quite the heel turn. I was just surprised that he chopped his hair. Although, to be fair, short-haired Taker was fucking brutal. That was the best period of Taker in 2001, because the rest of 2001 Taker was hot and cold. By the end of the year, he was cooking on all cylinders. Like, Taker, I'm gonna say it, from up until when he got injured in late 2002 and he took time off, Taker from November 2001 until October 2002, Taker was hands down top 3 in WWE at the time, in terms of the whole thing. Like, not just working, but his promos, his feuds, the lot. He was 100% in the top 3 in my opinion. And I won't lie, Triple H is also in there, and I'm not a Triple H fan. But I can't deny the truth. Like, Triple H in 2002 cooked on all cylinders. For me, it's his best year in his entire career. In terms of what he got to do and achieve, it's by far his best year. And in the third person, I would love to say it's Kurt Angle, but it's not. For me, it's Chris Jericho. Kurt Angle, I would say, was 4th. But that was my top 3 for WWE in 2002. The Rock didn't really deliver as much for me. He only had 2 or 3 top moments and matches. That was obviously the Lesnar match, Hogan at Mania, and Vengeance Triple Threat. Same with Kurt. Kurt's best matches were WrestleMania, the match against Edge at Judgment Day, and the Vengeance Triple Threat. Kurt really recovered in 03. Kurt's best year, in my opinion, WWE was 2003. In terms of, like, fully established main eventer. His best year is 2000. But that's how I look at it. It was the 3 best in WWE for the whole period, in my opinion, were those 3. Rock, Triple H, Jericho. In terms of consistency throughout the whole year. King done such a great job putting heel Taker over too. I remember King making me laugh talking about Undertaker at that time during the period. Oh, it was hilarious. Especially on SmackDown when Michael chode. No, that was quite a comment. That one was fun. You think? Interesting. Nah, he'd have been long retired by then. That's a hard disagree from me. He sold a lot in Asia. Like, he was top in Asia. Like, I don't think it's the best in months, but it was interesting. There's two very weak points in the entire show. And when I mean weak, I mean Cody Rhodes' championship run weak. One of them is very bloody obvious. And the other, well, actually, I'll stand by it. There's 3 weak points and one big insult. But the question is, who do I give the point to? Now, last week I gave the point to TNA ahead of Ring of Honor. Which dented Ring of Honor's grand scale of battering TNA in the victory polls. So last week's score ended Ring of Honor with 2 wins from the best show of the week. We had 1 draw, and we had 1 win for TNA, which was last week. What's up, Billy? This week, who do I give the point to? Collision is not eligible. Collision was only on a Thursday night because of Night of Champions being on today. So they're not mashing them together, which is actually how you should do it. Bigger respect. So, do I give the point to Ring of Honor? Am I going to make it a draw? Or am I giving the point to TNA? Dynamite doesn't get the point. I don't give it to Dynamite because I'm not doing a Raw versus Dynamite competition. I just do TNA versus Ring of Honor because it's fun. So, what will I give it to? Impact or Ring of Honor on Honor Club? On one hand, you've got some excellent wrestling and Bryan Danielson returns. And you can see development in younger talents showcasing themselves on a bigger stage. Versus an exciting street fight that involves a big fat useless wanker. You've got Joe Hendry with one of the worst promos of 2025. You've got Dana can't wrestle Brooke ruining the entire show. And then you've got Cedric Alexander. Yeah, I think I know where the point's going. Okay, so the point I will not reveal until the end of the show. But remember, the current score, I'll put up as a banner. Ugh, Fernando. Ugh. So we're currently here. 1 point for TNA, which was last week's show. Ring of Honor has 2 wins, and we have 1 draw. All I'm going to say is I will reveal the point at the end, but the point has definitely been allocated. I think you're dead wrong. I absolutely think you're dead wrong. But where do we begin? Where do we begin? Well, I think it's very obvious. We can't choose, so we let our adjudicator of fairness take the reins. And we are beginning with Collision. Okay. And in second place, lovely. And just for saying sake, Very nice. So we start with Collision. Okay then. Very unroutine Thursday nights. Thursday Night Collision. Which wasn't too bad a show. Like, it wasn't too bad. So let's run through it. Yep. Collision, TNA, Ring of Honor. Which I actually think is a good balance. So let us begin. What do we have for Collision? Well, we have the Battle of the Kyles, which is quite the name. We have a TNT Open title match featuring champion Adam Cole versus his answerer of challenges, Josh Alexander. We have Templario teaming up with Brody King to take on Hechicero and Rocky Romero. Queen Amanada in the only women's match on the card. Queen Amanada versus Sky Blue. And then we have tag team action of Big Bill and Brian Keefe, or as I call them, Bitch Boy and Midget, versus the one true patriarch, Christian Cage, and can't hit puberty but can hit a good moonsault, Nick Wayne. So all in all, live from the ShoWare Center in Washington, we have a special lined up show for Collision to review. And yes, it certainly is a good test. Even though he's already had that test, it's still interesting that he's going to have a repeat performance. But that's what he's got. So, Collision. Oh, for the love of God. Guaranteed Jade will win and then lose at SummerSlam. Why did that bitch have to win? And I'm not surprised that Politician Rhodes won King of the Ring. I'm not surprised. I picked Asuka as well, even though I wasn't even watching the damn thing. The Guerrillas of Destiny helped Solo win the US title. Well, see, this I don't understand. I'll come back to this at the end, but this is ridiculous. If they... Ugh, I'll come back to this later. Do you always think she phoned it in? Okay, let's begin. So, Collision begins with Tony Schiavone, who really has to suffer here. He's doing told you he'd beat Karrion Kross. Like, I told you that Kross was going to lose. And watch Punk get beat very, very shortly as well. Because nothing they do surprises me. Collision begins, of course, with Tony Schiavone, who's on a lesser schedule now for commentary. That's why he's doing a lot of interviews, is to free up his schedule a bit. He is in action. But we have Tony Schiavone in interview role where he brings out the Outrunners. God almighty. And she has to also cope with Mr. Schiavone. He has to bring out FTR with Stokely Hathaway. Stokely Hathaway promos. They just put me to sleep. And by God, it was horrible. This was, simply put, the most noticeable segment for stupidity besides Joe Hendry's segment this week. It really was horrible, and I'll explain why. So, you don't want to ruin your friendship. You don't want to ruin your friendship. Okay. Then why would you then proceed to insult them? You know? Like, that makes no sense. Either you don't say it, or you just don't insult them. Like, it's plain and simple. Either you insult them, or you don't say you don't want to ruin a friendship to then destroy it. Like, this is the stuff that I find honestly ridiculous. And it really doesn't do any favors. It doesn't even stem up interest. This was one of the lowest points of the entire show. And it's quite strange that they're allowing it to occur, especially when you've got someone noticeably on the mic who has improved so damn much that he could realistically be the entire talking point of FTR. Cash Wheeler is honestly becoming so damn good on the mic. Dax Harwood is being left behind. And I say that with respect to Dax. He is being left behind. Now, we do get obviously a rebuttal from Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum. They obviously do fire back, which is okay, I suppose. You can't just stand there and get viciously ripped apart. See, Stokely Hathaway makes me tired. You can't go into a segment and then loosen up. You've got to come back on all cylinders. And the Outrunners, to me, should just be a Ring of Honor tag team. But they proved themselves well in this segment, and I quite liked it, I'll admit. It just disappoints me how FTR went from Tully Blanchard to Stokely, the biggest bum in wrestling Hathaway. It's a noticeable letdown for me. Like, it's noticeable, it's not exciting, and quite frankly, I want nothing to do with it. Yeah, Dax just says top guys out. That's pretty much it. I agree, Fernando. I only liked what Cash Wheeler brought to it, because Cash Wheeler noticeably is fantastic on the mic. Like, I'm impressed with Cash Wheeler. 100%. I am so impressed with him. But I really don't give a flying fuck about the rest. Well, Outrunners versus FTR, me neither. I don't know when it's going to be, but I suspect it'll be around that period. Think of who? FTR on social media? I've got no issue with FTR on social media. I actually like how FTR conduct themselves. What's up, James? How are you, my friend? How are you, sir? It's good to see you. Triple Threat review, fun times ahead. The tag team division in AEW really needs a swift kick in the balls, because there's some good teams there, but they're letting duality not focus itself. And it's a shame, really, because there's some good teams there that I'd be like, I can buy into that. Hang on. I'm just going to drop something. Is my thing changed on YouTube? I'm just going to test something. I want to see, is my thing changed? Yeah, on here it's because elsewhere it shows as weekly Steelchair _ pod. Well, that's good then. I thought so. I'm actually alright with that. At least it's finally shown the channel name the way it should be. I like that. If Reece Russell owned up either and Pepsi Max, that's true. The Bucks, the Guns, FTR, Hurts. I don't hate it. That's the problem. Like, what the hell is going on? You saw Megan. I keep getting cut out on this. What the fuck is going on? I noticed that I am breaking up. I don't know what the fuck's going on. 2 seconds. Let me see if I can figure this out. Okay, let's see how this goes. Well, I hope so anyway. Let's find out. Okay. I lost way too seriously. What's up, Abel? Hope you're doing well, buddy. That's ridiculous. Ah, not bad, mate. It's been okay, thanks. I've done something to my leg though. So it's not just my back that's in pain, it's my leg. Like I can't stand as much on my leg. It's actually painfully sore. What the hell? What the hell are these? Okay, I've got an idea. Give me 2 seconds, guys. There we go. Let's see how that works now. Right, let's see how this one fares now. We'll see how we get on. Okay. Tell my comments were selecting. In reality, they do have an impact. And I think you're just basing your hatred in that circumstance because it gives you an excuse because someone you like is losing. Funny thing is, I'm not bothered that he's losing matches. He's doing his job. You get paid to do a job whether you like it or not. Okay. So, partners in arms. Quite like that. I'm going to call it that. Partners in arms. But before we even get to that, we have a huge matchup. And by huge, I mean Big Bill. This is your opinion. And no, he shouldn't have won. You always say some people, but you don't provide evidence. Face it, it's your opinion that it hasn't worked. Stop saying it's some people. Just say it hasn't worked for you. It's not hard. We have up next, because it's your first match of the evening, well, your first match of this particular show's evening, Christian Cage with his deadbeat adopted son, Nick Wayne, versus Big Bill and Little Bitch Keith. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Big Bill. This is becoming a concern. It's becoming a major concern for me. You heard, you didn't watch, therefore not relevant. Wonder if I try it with the camera off, will it do any better with the mic? Let's see what happens. I'm going to do this for a bit. Yeah, it seems to have steadied my connection. That's really annoying. Which means I'm going to have to do this. More times than Christian did. This is really annoying. That might work. If I lower this resolution a little bit. I'm expecting it to very shortly, yeah. Like, I'm expecting it to end very shortly. Don't care. I mean, am I surprised? No. Ugh, what the f- And? And you didn't cash in. Did I or did I not tell you that wasn't going to happen? Okay. Fair. Anything that happens at the Blood Money expensive house show does nothing for me. Sometimes I wonder if you pay attention to things. He should do more defense on big shows. Yeah, because the TNT champion is not just about pay-per-views. But yet he'll be defending his title all in. Fair enough. I'll add it to my list of matches I won't watch. But appreciate you confirming it though. Cena babyface, Cena heel. Cena's still shit. You don't think he's not trying to? You're being a bit dense. Anyway, back to this. So, quite simply put, with a decent tag match, not particularly over the top special, not over the crazy mannerisms or forced work of it. You should already know by now. I don't have to explain it. I need to sort this connection somehow. It's pissing me off. But they at least gave this tag match a bit of time. I'm not sure it'll work for me in general. I'm not overly interested in it. I'll turn that off, see if that helps. I don't consider it to be worth watching. Probably. I don't care. I was never going to watch it anyway. Night of Champions is for people that are complete suckers. How would you know if you didn't watch? Doesn't make any fucking sense. But yes, in the absence of Chris Jericho, Big Bill and Little Bitch hasn't been worth much, but they are at least trying to develop into a team. They're still directionless, they're still behind. I don't see enough to justify it being one to recommend. I don't. But it was the right win, at least. How would you know? The next match, however, was a lot better. We have on one side an AEW talent teaming up with a CMLL talent. On the other side, it's the exact same. This was a promotional, well, an inter-promotional tag team match that was actually rather decent. It felt more full in terms of what we got. Of course I'm right. I mean, me being wrong is rare, so yeah. Templario with Brody King. It's actually quite a fun team. I actually wouldn't mind seeing them developing a genuine team, like long term, if they continue to bring them back. Tiffany Stratton isn't that good, and I don't know what people see in her. Like, she's not good enough. She's just as green as Jade Cargill. He's doing his job. You're full blown rushing into a mindset when it's his job. God almighty. I like this one though, and if you get a chance, I do recommend going watching it. I do recommend watching this one. Who? Yes, stealing a living from others. Oh yeah, they are genuinely boring. 100%. They are channel changers. They are channel changers, 100%. Not really. Both of them are botch fest. Both of them are likely to kill someone. Neither of them have got star power. None of them can build a match properly. And quite frankly, going for a shit is more fun than watching either of those two. Bimbles and Snowplows, that's what I'm going to call them now, as a tag team. Bimble and Snowplow. She's nothing to do with Charlotte, though. And Charlotte is just awful as well, so... At least we know that you think they're both awful, Billy. If you think Adam Cole isn't popular right now, that just shows like you're just sticking to your bloody podcast mentality. And his job is quite simple. If you're not paying attention, then I'm not explaining it for you. And you're criticizing what? Because are you watching it? No. Exactly. Adam Cole will always be popular. It's an absolute stupid take. I'm sorry, but it's fucking stupid. Newsflash. Where he is right now, he's popular. Charlotte Flair doesn't care in general. Without her name, she's nothing. Well, I don't know. Look at fucking Karrion Kross. He came back to WWE and look what they did to him. Made him look like a bitch. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's actually getting louder pops. And I was at All In, by the way. I can guarantee for a fact he's far more popular right now. Like, I'm actually dead certain. Absolutely defend this horse shit. Next match was just a squash. It was Megan Bayne destroying some random with purple hair. That's lovely. Cool, lovely. Moving on. Not impressed. Fucking clown crew. I feel sorry for him. He's a moron. And the fact they renamed him to that is pathetic. You wonder why I don't watch SmackDown anymore. I genuinely fucking hate the way they act around certain people. It's pathetic. Like, that's actually genuinely annoyed me. Like, that's disappointing. Why should I have hatred for it? Why should I have hate? Why should I have hate? Newsflash, I've got more hate than anything else. That doesn't make me have hate because someone I like is losing matches. Or they're doing more jobs at the minute because they're actually benefiting the heel faction the way they're being used. I don't have any hate for that. I think having hate for this is actually very stupid. So I should all of a sudden start hating someone because they're losing their big matches? Alright then, I hate AJ Styles. You see how stupid that sounds? I don't care if they lose all their big matches. That doesn't matter to me. Everybody's going to lose a big match. Should I hate how The Rock was booked at WrestleMania 17 because he lost to Stone Cold? No. Should I hate Bound for Glory 2008 because Kurt Angle lost to Jeff Jarrett? No. Should I hate Starrcade 97 because they fucked up the stupidity of the Sting Hogan match? No. Yes, Bobby Roode did produce the mannerisms. I don't hate the decision at all. And if you're immediately hating something because it's somebody you think for, then I'm a bit concerned. Like, am I going to hate... Like, I don't see the need to just hate something because somebody's losing matches. Like, for me, that's just a cheap cop-out. I can express maybe some concern or confusion and maybe wish for a little bit differently, but I'm not going to hate it. Because that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'm going to hate other things that are more tangible. I'm not going to hate the fact that someone's losing big matches. Because then, frankly, I will be miserable all the time. When Jade Cargill beats Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill is going to have the belt taken swiftly from her because Naomi is going to hit her with a heat seeker and win 1, 2, 3. Just saying. Yeah, well, look, the crowds are stupid anyway. They sing songs whilst booing the heels. They don't make sense. What's up, Popcorn? I can answer your question very easily. Didn't watch it. No idea. Yep, and then Bianca will win. Crown Jewel, Night of Champions, the Easter Bunny's late arrival, Santa Claus getting stuck up a chimney. Doesn't really matter what it's called. I don't think she is, but I am thinking there's going to be a big change to come. Put it that way. For example, Bianca Belair turning heel. That is correct. Bianca can wrestle. She can call herself all of that, but it's not even a babyface gimmick. And I will continue to be right on that. WWE do not know how to book women properly. Plain and simple. Because WWE did not want that to happen. Hold on. That is killing. That is sore. No. Not good enough to be world champion at all. And Billy, absolutely not. Without Don Callis for a change, which was nice, we got a technical excellence match between Adam Cole and Josh Alexander, by the way. He's softening up the champion before he gets beat at All In, because you can see where they're going. Yes. This was, despite what many people, what some people are going to think, is Germany equalised. Because bear in mind, they were losing. I haven't got it on because obviously, well, I wasn't watching anyway, that's for sure. Two, eh? Nice. It's against England. Everyone wants a German to win. Paul Nibel scored. Well, that's good. He's a good player. The fact that Viper scored, I'm quite surprised by. Nibel's a really good box-to-box midfielder. Raquel Rodriguez isn't that good. Tell you what, it's on Sky, isn't it? It's because Germany owns the Dutch. They always have, they always will. I know what I said, but I'm also not wrong. And I said like he's the most complete talent in the group. He said anyone nipping. Nia Jax used to cook well. Now she just falls flat on her arse, which is how it sums up. Decent match we get in this one. It is a counterfest back and forth. It does end with victory for Adam Cole, which I quite like. I certainly quite like the end. We certainly get what we need. Let's see if I can get some up here to watch on. Well, I definitely want Germany to win. No debate. Two years without a loss as well, by the way. Looks like they've switched up to... Ooh, they now switched up to 4-4-2. Interesting, okay. I'm surprised. Fuck knows. He's okay, but he'll probably give us some really shit. Well, I have a reason for wanting Germany to win. I might be able to get on here because they're saying on Channel 4. That's got nothing to do with it. Just because you wanted to get a grip of him, it's got nothing to do with that. Again, you're over exaggerating. You are over exaggerating. You're letting your hatred cloud your judgment. It's got nothing to do with being Scottish. You don't want to hear mine, put it that way. And I'm not here to talk about Bond. This isn't a James Bond show. Sorry. Roger certainly was the most boring Bond for me. Because I'm not being as judgmental as you. Your hatred is actually letting you cloud yourself. See, I'm coming into this without an issue. No chance, Billy. You've got more luck of hell freezing over than me ever praising that prick. Like, I would rather die 1,000 deaths than praise John Cena. For anything. And I'm not even kidding. I would rather be shot with a spear, set on fire, electrocuted, or anything like that, or even drowned, than praise John Cena. Right, I'm going to mute this, but I'll keep it on just so I've got it in the background. Oh, Naufa's coming on. Quality. Finally, a good winger. But yes, you're letting your hatred cloud your judgment. Yeah, this match sucks. I would rather have the former. No two ways about it. So he's not winning anything right now. Doesn't mean he's not going to win any big matches incoming. I think you're just letting yourself be clouded. No, I don't. Shut up. Overrated. Not as good as people claims he is. Yeah, it's a fair take. Don't care. I don't care. I would rather be honest than sit here and lie. Lie about all this praising undeserved talent. Not happening. Yes. No two ways about it. Okay. 2 matches left on Collision, then we're moving on. Ricky Starks was a waste of time anyway, so I don't care about Ricky Starks. So we've got a backstage attack from the Gates of Agony, which I'm very surprised about. But I think that will show who Ricochet's got as his new faction. So there you go. Yes, they would flop. Alex Windsor, top UK talent. She gets a video package as well before the next match, which I quite liked. Then we get the women's match, which I really enjoyed. Queen Aminata versus Sky Blue, accompanied by Julia Hart. No, I don't. I don't think so. If he does, then I'll be all right with that. But I don't think he does. No. And even if he does, I don't think he'll last long. I think it'll be short. I'm not convinced by anything he's ever done. Okay, so the match isn't bad. Queen Aminata at least is getting to display herself really well as a powerhouse. Good striker as well, but we can see that they're trying to formulate the women as best they can. Are they doing it strategically? I don't think so. But you can see some enjoyment in who they're building up, and I quite like that. Like, that's something I want to... That's something I personally want to enjoy. The hell? Bleach, I'm not even gonna entertain half that comment because that just looks weird. He was already over when he joined the company. Again, proves to me that you're not watching. Queen Aminata is she's not a jobber. She's not a jobber, but she's certainly not like that mainstream big star that you could say, yes, she is. She's not. But she's not a jobber. But you're putting her with 2 good talents, though, that could stem up interest. That's remotely interesting. Like, sticking her with Ty Mello and Anna Jay, I actually do like that. I think that's a good partnership. They all have similarities. Thunder Rosa's a fucking cunt. You can put Thekla right there with Sky Blue and Julia Hart. That screams worthy of watching. If they make this a 6-person tag match coming up very soon, I'll be happy with that. I don't think they're going to. Yes, I think she does. I think she beats Mercedes, yeah. She's not there to beat Toni Storm or Mercedes Moné, though. Again, this is why I know that you're just letting your disdain cloud your judgment. What they did worked well. You're just letting your emotions cloud it. What they did was smart, and it was actually the right call. If it was the other way around, you'd be praising it all day long, and I know you would. This main event, though, is bizarre. Well, NXT isn't selling out the Great American Bash, so I think there's a lot more than just dropping talent. But speaking of dropping talent, we're not dropping these two, Kyle Fletcher and Kyle O'Reilly. You are being biased. You are being biased. I'm not entertaining this conversation anymore. Keep them both. They both offer different things at reality, but Kyle Fletcher in this one does have a good performance. The crowd reacting the way they did to it was actually the strongest the crowd was all night. I think we got to see the crowd at least buy in a little bit to who they see as an up and coming potential top star. The over the top pink lighting really showed its strength on this show more than anything else, which I will praise. And I thought Kyle O'Reilly was a good opponent for Kyle Fletcher to sink his teeth into and get stuck in. I liked the balance between them. It was fun, exciting. And we'll see where we go from there. I think they've got something right now if they keep this one going. Not expecting it to be amazing though. But I see some potential, and I like that. And we'll see what happens next. The only one you've said there that's a star is Ethan Page. Sol Ruka, star in the future. Blake Monroe is a star. Izzy Dame, Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, they're not stars for me. They've got nothing on that. Ethan Page, on the other hand, yes. 100%. Good win for Kyle Fletcher, of course. There's a little bit of involvement, of course. I'm not surprised. There's some outside interference from Lance Archer, but the Brainbuster is becoming a prominent move again, which I like. The Brainbuster. The fact that his finish is good. I like the use of the Brainbuster as an old-fashioned finish. We'll see what happens. I don't think it really matters who was the referee. They were still going to have him lose. It is good though. Trick Williams, on the other hand, is awful. And the fact that he's a champion of a promotion that I've got strong connection to pisses me off even more. Because he fucking sucks. Collision, I liked it. Good show. Fun times. We'll see what happens on the next one. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it don't fall flat though. TNA. Okay, so show number 2 to review. On this card, we have Zachary Vance versus Ryan the Clown Nemeth. No, because Swerve Strickland is a star. Trick Williams is a nobody. And I want Swerve to stay where he is because Swerve gets treated like a star where he is, which is ironic. You can still have momentum whether you win or lose. The difference is how you react. That's the difference. Vance versus Nemeth as an opening contest. The call to arms match, which is seriously strange. The worst battle royal I've ever seen. A solid tag match between the Hardys and the Northern Armory. I know that's what's so good about it. The fact that it is difficult, but he does it with ease. It's exciting. And then in a street fight, we've got a big fat bald cunt up against a supremely gifted talent in Santana. But like I said, now we need to really knuckle down and criticize some bullshit. So let's start with bullshit number 1. Joe Hendry. %100% is not winning the title at Slammiversary. I'm telling you now. And my point is, you're rushing to a conclusion. Wait and see. Like I've already said. I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Trick, for me, has nothing remotely interesting about him. And I've watched him for a while. The fact that he's a world champion of a promotion they don't give a shit about is insulting. That's why he's got the title. It's an insult. But yes, Pittsburgh. A city of great champions has to listen to Joe Hendry utter a load of shit. I'm sorry, this is his worst ever promo. This promo is honestly horrible. I'm not even going to dignify him with a good mic skill because he's regressing fast. The promo is shambolic. There's no excitement in his voice. There's no focus in his words. There's no drive. I'm a massive fan of Josh Alexander. The reality is I'm not rushing to a conclusion because I've seen this longer than you have. That's why I don't hate the whole thing. He is succeeding. Jesus Christ. This is how I know that I'm right. on this whole thing. I'm moving on. I'm not even fucking talking about this anymore. Joe Hendry talks about now he's on a redemption tour. He's going to be fine in the long term. Stop talking about it. It's over. It's done. I'm trying to shit all over this promo because, again, this proves why Joe Hendry is a moron. He's a clown. And he's going to lose at Slammiversary. And he ain't going to be in a one-on-one. It's going to be a triple threat. And he's going to eat the pin. I'm that confident Joe Hendry is going to eat the pin to Mike Santana in July. And then get rid of him at that point. Just let him go. The minute Slammiversary is over, just let Joe Hendry go. His eyes are already on WWE. His eyes aren't on TNA. Just let him go. Especially with this whole, I need redemption. Brother, you let us down time after time after time. It doesn't really bloody matter. It's over. A superior promo. Killer Kelly. Her promo far better. Straight to the point. He's not going to. They're going to make it a triple threat. Santana will walk out of Slammiversary. Oh, he is a meme. 100%. He is a meme. He's also not going anywhere now. Like, see, the funny thing is, see, when he goes to WWE, he will be an afterthought. I'm telling you now. He will be an afterthought. But hey, watch people try and defend that one. LA Knight's done. Like, LA Knight is done. I don't think they ever cared about him enough to be world champion. Because he's not Samoan. See, giving it to Gunther, I at least understand. Jey Uso and Damian Priest, I concur with that. absolutely dreadful. Like, Damian Priest, Jey Uso, they aren't special. They've never been special. They bring nothing for people's enjoyment. But, moving on. So, real man. I mean, Styles is still there. Damian Priest isn't that good. Sorry, he's not. Killer Kelly's promo, so much better than Joe Hendry, because at least we get some interest. We get some intrigue built towards the match for next week. So it's good to see. A very quick match to start the show. Zachary Vance versus Ryan Nemeth. Again, I'm okay with this because he wins with the spiral tap. Quite like that. It was fast and it builds up to the Fatal 4-Way ladder match at Slammiversary, which the Rascals better bloody win. Gia Miller is interviewing the fraud champion, Trick Williams, next. He talks about Joe Hendry and he says his focus is purely on the main event street fight. Yeah, we'll certainly see about that. Masha Slamovich is up next. She's talking about her title defense against Killer Kelly. She challenged her to a chain match. I'm okay with that, provided it has blood in it, because again, it's a gimmick that makes sense for it. And then that clown Ariana Grace shows up. They need to fucking get rid of her. Jesus Christ. The next match, some blonde bitch wins it. I'm not even going to entertain it. Skipping it. Jake something. He's here next. He has a promo situation where he talks about his return with Tommy Dreamer against Mance Warner. And then he puts the international champion Steve Macklin on notice, obviously, because he's coming after his belt, which I'm okay with. The TNA injury report. Elijah's undergone surgery. Fantastic. We'll see him when he comes back. This next match is strange, but it's still a win. So, Mustafa Ali. Why does WWE lack the presence of a man's man? Because they have a bald fraud in charge who doesn't know what that is. This match makes no sense, right? It's a call to arms match. So both men are tied up, one arm on the ring ropes, and whoever sets their arm free has the advantage. Regal isn't really a man's man now. Regal's fallen apart. LA Knight, though, is pointless. That's all I'm going to say. There's no point back in LA Knight because Karrion Kross is more of a man than LA Knight, and he isn't getting backed either. So take that what you will. Mustafa Ali would, as the heel, he would break out first. He would viscerally destroy John Skyler, who, again, is the weak link in Order 4. As proven by Mustafa Ali, he is the weak link. Beats the holy hell out of him. And then we get a 450 splash for the win. Following the match, we get a chair spot. Mustafa Ali goes for a chair. Jason Hotch gets involved. Jason Hotch is a talent. I like Jason Hotch. Mustafa Ali with the chair obviously takes both men down, shoves them both. Tasha Steelz gets in the way, and then the theme song for Cedric Alexander goes off. Jesus Christ. So Cedric Alexander officially is in TNA, and what a letdown. They've already changed the faction. They've done an Edge. They've swapped out Edge and they've brought in Finn Balor. So Pedrick Pin Alexander is now the new leader of Order 4. Great. But you'll keep the stupid system intact. I was really disappointed with this. This was horrible. I hate the fact they've done that. But they have. So, yeah. I feel bad for him, but we'll see what happens. But I just don't like this. But what I will say, though, and I'll say this truthfully, I am looking forward to seeing Alexander and Ali in the ring, though. Like, their 205 live matches were good. I just don't want him in this faction. I just don't care about him. You know? Speaking of the system, we have a promo from them backstage, particularly Moose. Because WWE don't do that anymore properly. WWE don't know what Extreme is in this age. Moose talks about his upcoming match at Slammiversary. And again, following last week, because Brian Myers did not attack Matt Cardona when they bullied him in the ring. He tries to talk to them and unsuccessfully fails. I think they're building up to Cardona and Myers reuniting. I think they're building up to that. A fun tag team match. The Hardys versus the Northern Armory, accompanied by Eric Young. Jeff Hardy would get the win with the Swanton Bomb. I did like this, and I liked even more that they called out Leon Slater. He got a chance to speak. He says he's going to win the title, the Slammiversary, the X Division title. He's going to become the youngest X Division champion, break Amazing Red's record, which I think he will. Fun, exciting character, Leon Slater. He's a really good wrestler. I mean, they tried that, but WWE does not know what Extreme is in 2025. There's no point asking for it. WWE can't even do an Extreme Rules match properly anymore. Well, the funny thing is, TNA's been around for 23 years. AEW's been around for 6 years. So to have a prime comparison at the moment for me is futile. But what I will say is, this current period of wrestling doesn't compare to Prime TNA for any promotion. The closest to it is AEW. We get a really odd match next. Shane Saber and versus Jake Painter versus Moose. This match was fucking horrible. Like, plain and simple, this match was horrible. I'm skipping it. But spin the block in the street fight. Lucha Underground were right up there, yeah. A spin the block in the Fatal 4-Way. I'm just kidding. A street fight. AJ Francis with an insult using the Styles Clash. But this was a relatively exciting street fight. After that, we get a promo from Mike Santana. Very good promo, and he's asked to get himself into the match at Slammiversary. He's going to add him to the match. He's going to win the title. Santana's there for the long term, so give it to him. It might not be the best TNA show in a long time, but they gave them something to hang on to. Build into it. Let them have some momentum. Let them gather steam. I swear to God, if that bitch Dana Brooke wins the Knockouts title, that title needs to be disbanded. The Lumberjack match, no idea. Generally, no idea. Okay. The final review show. So the final show to review, and then we are out of here. So the Elimination Chamber stopped being interesting, in my opinion, from 2010 onwards. We've got one last show to do, and that's Ring of Honor. So, exactly. And then tomorrow it's... Actually, you know what? Tomorrow I'm actually taking a day off. There's no stream tomorrow. But, here we go. So, let us begin. So, Ring of Honor Women's World Champion Athena and TV Champion Red Velvet versus Thunder Rosa and CMLL Universal Amazons Champion Persephone. This back and forth match is fantastic. It's a really good watch. I really enjoyed this. Tags all round. They really allow themselves to get some development in the match. Standout for me, of course, is Persephone, but Athena really shows why she has held the title this long. She's booked that strongly for a reason. You can see that she maintains all that responsibility as the champion. She runs this division really well. And of course, the non-champions win as well, which I actually am very impressed with. Thunder Rosa, however, is the one that seals the win. So that's shocking. Up next, we've got Ring of Honor World TV. We've got a Proving Ground match for the World TV title. Nick Wayne versus Titan, who's the World Welterweight Champion of CMLL. No honor code, just technical brutality between the two. The match does end at the very end. Tornado DDT and then a Muta Lock. But the bell ends. Time limit draw. This is the best match on the show. That's all I'm going to say. This is honestly the best match on the show. I really do recommend watching it. Ever so slightly too cold for me. Because the match ended in a time limit draw, Titan will get a future World TV title match against Nick Wayne, which was really good. Bandido has a video airing for him, of course, because he's in Mexico up against Mascara Dorada. They then face off against each other for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Excellent match. Mascara Dorada, very formidable opponent, but he does succumb to the 21 Plex. Bandido is then challenged for Supercard of Honor by Konosuke Takeshita. And I think this is me saying I think Takeshita will win at Supercard of Honor. Announced as well for Supercard of Honor, obviously, is Thunder Rosa versus Athena for the Women's World Championship. And we get a video about Lee Moriarty talking about how he's honoured to wrestle Blue Panther, which is fun. Next week we have a number one contenders match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. It's the Infantry versus Top Flight, and then they'll face the Sons of Texas, which is Guevara and Dustin Rhodes. So potentially 3 big matches. I think it'll be Top Flight that win it. The main event is a tag match. Just kidding, it's not. It's the pure champion Lee Moriarty, accompanied by Shane Taylor Promotions versus Blue Panther. This match is a straight up butchering. It shows why Lee Moriarty is the best pure wrestler right now in Ring of Honor. However, he does not get the win. He does lose to Blue Panther, because this is how you have fun in rival promotions. You don't always allow your talent to win. We had one draw. We had the defeat in Persephone. We had Mascara Dorada losing the title match. But we had Blue Panther winning the main event, which I thought was excellent. I really enjoyed this one. There's something exciting. At Supercard of Honor as well, Blue Panther will challenge Lee Moriarty for the Ring of Honor Pure title. So that's going to be a 60-minute time limit match, thank God. I hope they go 20-25 minutes, because that'll be really exciting. We get a post-match attack as well at the very end. But out comes Bryan Danielson for the save. He hits a Psycho knee. And he thanks the crowd in Spanish, which again is fun. I like that. Short, sweet. And that's what we got. We got every champion from Ring of Honor presented strongly. We got all of them competing, ready for their big matches at Supercard of Honor. Ring of Honor right now is doing really well. So what am I giving the point to? Well, I'm closing it with this before I wrap up tonight. I'm giving the point a rare occurrence. Actually, to be fair, if I give a draw, that means it's a point each. So Ring of Honor is actually on 3. TNA is on 2. I'm giving it another draw. Therefore, our current scores, Ring of Honor leads by 1 because of the draw. I'm giving it a draw. End of this year. End of the year, then they're moving on. And speaking of moving on, I'm going to as well because this connection's doing my head in. But ladies and gentlemen, I am going to disappear. Thank you for watching. And no live tomorrow. I'm going to take a day. I will see you all on Monday. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, my friends. It's been a blast.